Brenner, which is very basic, straightforward. The way it's not a pretentious chocolate. It's just chocolate the way we loved it when we were children. And I think there is some kind of a child in each one of us that is still exists, and we love chocolate like this. So everybody loves to hug a mug, and everybody loves to have melted chocolate on a warm dough and call it a chocolate pizza and get completely dirty. And I have to tell you, like half a year ago, I'm a partner today with the largest food corporation in Israel, which is a very big corporation. And half a year ago, I had a very serious guy from TPG, which is a big investment company from the U.S., like a guy who come, the tie, the suit, everything, never smile, like very different than the way I live. But and he was talking to me about my business in a very serious way. Slowly, desserts came to the table, and then the syringe was in the table. And after 50, if we were filming it and just doing it fast forward, you would see this serious man turning into a complete kid. Eventually, I almost thought I will take the pacifier for my daughter and give it to him. Like he was taking the syringe and putting it, and it was all over his suit. And so, this is not different. It's very similar in Australia, here, Israel. It's a good ingredient to create peace around the world. Everybody loves it the same. So.
Thank you. Other questions?
Could you just say where the chocolate comes from, where it's grown, and where it comes from?
We manufacture all our pralines and all our chocolate in Israel. The beans and all this come from different places in the world. Like most of our chocolate is a mixture of different, which come mostly Africa, and then some Central America, some South America, little bit of Asia. Mostly is Africa.
Other questions?
Yeah.
How does coffee grow? Is it like,
Chocolate?
Yeah, sorry. How does chocolate grow? Is it like coffee, a bean? Or?
No, it's a tree. It's a very delicate tree because it needs to grow under trees. It needs the shade, so it's not like coffee in this. It grows in the forest. So always when you see cocoa plantations, you don't see just plantations like you see oranges, or you see a forest, and then in the forest, under the high trees, there are the lower trees, which are the cocoa. And then it's like small footballs, like this size, something like this, different colors. This is the fruit. It has different colors, like from green to purple, red, yellow. Depends on the kinds of chocolate. There are three kinds of trees: Criollo, Trinitario, and Forastero. One is very rare, one less rare, and one is where most chocolate come from. And then when you open this football, inside there is like a white pulp, which tastes like, I don't know, something between a lychee to, I don't know. It's sour, and but it's edible, and it's kind of a tropical fruit. And then in this pulp, you have like about 50 beans. The beans look like almonds, little purple, and then when you dry them, they become black, and they have like a shell. And the way to make chocolate is quite simple. You roast the beans, you take away the shell, you grind it, then you get a paste. The paste is very oily. It has like 50% oil, which is cocoa butter, and the rest is the dry substance, which is the cocoa powder, and then you play with the amount of fat, dry substance, and sugar. When you see like 70% cocoa solids, it means that it has 70% cocoa butter plus dry substance, and the rest, 30%, is sugar. That's why when you have it doesn't necessarily mean that, let's say, 80% chocolate a bar is better than a 70%. It means first that it has more cocoa substance in it, but it can be cheap cocoa substance. Normally though, sugar is very cheap. So when you have 50%, it means that 50% is sugar. That's why it's a cheaper bar normally. But you can have 65% chocolate bar that is much better than an 80% because the cocoa inside is a premium cocoa and is much better, and the manufacturer decided that he wants this amount of sweetness. So that's what it is.
Thank you. We have a question here.
Hi. I wanted to ask how it feels in terms of PR or your personal life, the fact that you have a successful international Israeli chain, and the difficulties or joys, or
I still don't I don't really understand that it's a success. So I don't know. It's the same. I mean, you just wake up in the morning and you continue to do the same things. I don't feel like I mean, when I look at it, I don't see that it's me. The face is me, the silhouette with the earring, and I don't see it as myself. And sometimes it's hard to believe. I mean, if you really think of it, that it started from a little store and this, so it's hard to believe. But because it happens gradually, so you don't really understand it. I mean, everything seems obvious. In a way, it seems like, so we had a store, now 2, now 3, 20 in Australia, so they opened another one. So yeah, it's like this, seriously. Then, so this, that happened, now you're the President of United States. All right. No, it's Forrest Gump life.
favorite recipe?
I tell you, it's chocolate pizza. I'm very simple person. First, in food in general, I'm vegetarian, so I'm very boring. And I don't know if vegetarian is being boring, but I mean, I don't eat all this interesting. Tomorrow is going to be momofukot, so I'm not like. For me, I eat every day the same sushi, rice with cucumber, and that's it. It's enough for me. But so the same is with chocolate. I don't like in food in general. I don't like sophisticated things. I like things that are like munchies, simple. Like so, warm dough with melted chocolate, the best. The rest is all kinds of people who are trying to be sophisticated around it. So it's like this with everything. I mean, like potatoes with, I don't know, avocado, and simple, it's good. Then when it starts all these spices and all these things, I don't know, it's like, for me, it's once in a lifetime, it's good to try. Then I go to sometimes like all kinds of conventions, and I hear people who are doing chocolate with lavender, and then I heard people who are doing with tobacco and this and that, which is maybe nice for, I don't know, maybe it's tasteful. Again, it's very subjective, but for me, milk chocolate, just like this, it's good, very good. And yeah, Vosges is doing it. Yeah, so Vosges, like they're doing all these like with wasabi and bacon and this and that. Again, maybe people